if you have any theories on when Julio is going to die,
For real.
we want to know in the comments. If you have any,
Count down everybody in the comments.
just let us know. What episode do you think that Julio is going to die? The person that gets it right, we'll send you something for free if you get it right in the comments. What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to Couch Potato, where we love television more than Tyreek loves lean. I'm the Couch Potato, and today I have with me
Sweet Potato. So also, I wanted to let everybody know to go check out JK Studios blog. We have a blog now. That link for that will be in the description. The first blog post that I wrote is called Hollywood and the Side Chick Narrative, and literally power is what made me write this blog post. So make sure to check that out. Leave comments on there as well. Let me know your thoughts about Hollywood and the Side Chick Narrative, about power, about anything you want to tell me about.
Power Season 4, Episode 4. We're going to give you a quick recap of everything that went on. If you like these videos, go ahead and give us a like, subscribe, and if you have any theories or questions, go ahead and leave a comment, man. We love to communicate with people that like to communicate with us.
Yep.
So, getting into things, let's start with Ghost.
It's seeming like right now with the case, with both sets of lawyers, it's a balance. Like the writers keep balancing it out. Like if Proctor gets this, then they get that.
Right.
And if they get this, then Proctor gets that. Like it keeps leveling out. So this time the gun got thrown out, so that's a win for Ghost. But then Proctor got thrown out, so that's a win for the other team. So it's like, you know.
And now Ghost is pretty much stuck with Terry Silver, who he doesn't even like.
Hates.
Hates.
And I think he hate him back.
Right.
So it's pretty even.
So that's why it's like it's gonna be a harder case now that he has a lawyer that doesn't even really like him
or believe him.
Right. The biggest thing that kind of came from that we saw that there might be an inkling of a better relationship was in the court when Proctor was pressing one of the people that was on the case with everybody else. And he, threw out the angry black man stereotype. They were trying to tell Ghost, make sure you keep your cool, because the second that you lose your cool, they're gonna just charge you as guilty. They're just gonna write you off pretty much. So we got to see, the payoff to them telling them that by them pulling that on somebody else.
Right.
That was pretty cool as far as a lot of things that
As a matter of fact, that's why the gun got thrown out. Okay, so Proctor's pressing the black FBI agent, and he's pretty much saying, y'all rated truth, y'all told Dre to turn off the cameras, which was to your benefit because y'all just as easily could have planted the gun and truth, which is what happened. Right. Granted, he wasn't the one that planted it.
Proctor was he had the right idea.
Right.
Like, he was completely right.
He didn't do the right person.
He was almost there.
I mean, but still at this point, there's no reason to point it at Sandoval, I guess. But
there is, but we'll get to that later.
Okay. But besides that, pretty much, the black guy was like, well, they had 3 other FBI agents in there with me, and he was like, well, yeah, but they all want the same end goal as you, and obviously you dislike Mr. St. Patrick, so you got all the reasons in the world to plant evidence against him. And then, of course, the black cop pop off. He dropped a whole buttload of F-bombs.
What?
He went off.
His reaction, I mean, it was the wrong place, but it was the right reaction, because who would want something like false planted on them? That's something that they did do this episode. Like the people, it was the reactions, and the people that were accused of something that they didn't do, they all were angry about it at their points. And it's like, we not supposed to be angry about being accused of something that we didn't do?
But that leads back to what you were saying, that was to Terry Silver's point. At the end of the day, that might be your right reaction to be angry, but at the same time, once you do it, where we are, which means in a room full of white people, you are just an angry black person. It don't matter if your feelings are warranted. That's what they're going to look at you as, and that's it. So he actually, strangely enough, Terry Silver is schooling Ghost on how to be James St. Patrick.
Proctor's getting more interesting, like as a character,
Yeah.
and just seeing what he's going through. And I mean, it's not funny, but it is funny because just as more time goes by, the deeper Proctor gets into this shit with Ghost and Tommy, and the further they're bringing him into it at the same time.
Right.
Like Proctor is gonna be trapped next, and they're gonna have to kill him in another season or two because they're gonna feel like he knows too much.
Yeah. So in this episode, like we already talked about Proctor getting thrown off of the case, and the reason he got thrown off of the case is because, you know, with last season he already represented Tommy in a case, and obviously they think that Tommy is Ghost, so they're saying you can't represent, you know, James St. Patrick and represent Tommy Egan as well because of the conflict of interest. And he's like, well, their interests are aligned. That's what he keeps saying. But whenever Angela came in and offered James the deal, even though she was unauthorized to do so, which they did touch on the fact that she was unauthorized to do so.
You keep pointing that out too, that she was unauthorized to offer this deal.
Right. She just really went in there just to do that. But yeah, so she was unauthorized to even offer this deal. But the fact that Proctor didn't even let James consider it made it so you acting in Tommy Egan's interest rather than you acting in your, you know, client's interest. Even though we all know that Ghost's not gonna roll over on Tommy, but that's not the point. Legally speaking,
right. It's so weird because it's like, well, you're not acting in your client's interest because he didn't take a deal to do something
that he didn't want to do anyway.
Like,
but whatever, legal shit.
All right.
So what else with Proctor? Oh, Proctor and Tommy.
So the guy that was working with Greg and earlier. Angela. He pretty much had a meeting with Proctor, and Proctor was pretty much just trying to see what did he know,
right,
and what was he going to do. So Tommy forced himself into the meeting pretty much, not as in he barged in, but he just wanted to be there to know what he knew as well.
Right, so he hid.
Right. So once this meeting finally happened, Proctor starts finding out. He didn't get like the whole range of information that he knew. But as soon as he finds out that, you know, he has a recording from Ruiz, throwback, you know, talking to Tommy and something that implicates him in the Lobos murder, and just kind of tying him all to it. Once they find out that he only talked about it with one other person, Tommy just hops out of the shadow like a goddamn supervillain. Like, he just pops out of the shadow and just kills him. Just
stabs him up, people.
In the dude, but
in Proctor's house.
Like, damn, bro.
Like, Tommy, first of all, chill. But secondly, you just kill somebody in the man's house. That could have been, they literally could pinpoint that that's the last place that the man was. Once again, cell phone towers. I don't understand why. Like, that's a real life thing.
Right. They're not thinking about that at all.
Like, that's a real life thing. Also, the man could have said, he could have told anybody, whether it been a friend, I'm going to this person's house tonight at this time. If I don't come back, he did it, or something happened to me. You know, like, but Tommy don't think like that. Right. Tommy don't really think. He just an action type of person. He's trigger happy.
Like, he gets the business clear pretty much. But with him doing that, him not thinking about the fact that this could be something that we both end up just going to jail for, he just thinks of it as, well, now
I got something on you, so you ain't got all my business. Like, if I go down for something, I can take you down with me because we both accomplices on the murder now.
Right. Which, I mean, it works in a way, but it could have worked in a different way. You know, it could have been a little less sloppy on that end.
But what's dumb about it at this point is, one, you killed a man for no reason because he was thinking that, well, Ghost had this on me and he was going to, you know, flip on me and stuff like that. And Proctor's like, no, that's why his fingerprints on the man window now, because he was trying to save your ass. Because I told him to go get this recording so they couldn't prosecute you.
Right.
So, one, it was like, oh, another seed of doubt for Tommy for Ghost, but it's also another, well, he got my back. So Tommy's just so freaking confused because he really don't feel like he could trust anybody.
Right.
But at the end of the day, Ghost, even though he's shifty, out of everybody, I feel like he really does have Tommy's best interest.
He's the most loyal to actually Tommy.
He really is.
Like,
because he messed over Angela for Tommy. He messed over Tasha for Tommy. He messed over anybody for Tommy. That's his boy. Like, that's it.
Right. Also, I do want to mention this for all my people who are on the Lala Titty Watch. You do get a nipple slip. It's not like full titty, but you get a little nipple this time. So for all my people who have just been waiting on Power to see that again, episode 4, season 4, man.
Wow. Yeah. Lastly, with Proctor, after he got kicked off of his case, he got drunk and he went to Angela's house to confront her.
Right.
Which this scene pissed me off.
Just a little bit.
It pissed me off because he goes there and he's like,
nigga,
you know that he ain't do this, and you need to go like watch, the surveillance. He would not leave no gun at his place of business, which people been saying that since the first episode of this season.
It would have just been nigga.
Right.
Nigga.
And I could be disbarred for this. And she's like, well, he did it. Anything that bad happened to you is because you defended him and he did it. And he's like, the stupid ass part is everything that he doing right now and all the consequences that he facing is because of your ass. Because he wanted to protect you. Now, what pissed me off about that is, once again, Angela is getting her ego stroked. You know what I'm saying? Like, they stroking, like this show, when I say they stroked the piss out of her ego, it's ridiculous. Like, she had the stroke ego scene with that. Like, he did all of this because he loved you. I told him that he was stupid. Everybody told him he was stupid, but he sacrificed everything for you. Somebody tell you that, you know how much it's gonna blow your head up? Like, a nigga went to jail for me. A nigga left his family, his wife, and his kids for me. Like, that's gonna swell your ego up. Not that it's morally right, but it's still gonna swell your ego. Yeah. Like, it's gonna make you feel so damn good. Like, I just got the best box in the world. I'm the best person in the world. Like, everything about me is like roses, peaches and cream, and all other type of bullshit. And it's aggravating to watch. Because she had another scene that was the same damn way with Tasha. Can we move there?
Let's go. We're going to get into...
Because Tasha ain't had that much going on.
Right. We're going to get into Tasha and the rest of the family pretty much. So, Tasha... They just bringing Tasha down further and further. Tasha ends up talking to Angela again. Yeah. For whatever reason.
Well, Angela called her. She keep trying to get her to flip on Ghost.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
that
really
ain't happening.
But once again, in this scene, it wasn't a Angela ego stroke. It was I'ma stroke my own ego and put you down in the process. So, like, he lied to both of us. He's the bad guy. He did this stuff to me and you. Like, honey bun. When you found out that my husband was married, you should have stopped fucking with him. There would have been no way for him to hurt you if you did the morally right thing and say, you're married, bye, and go on about your life. But no, you kept on going, which gave him room to lie to your ass. Right. But you lied to everybody too. You lied to me too at this point. But pretty much, she was trying to put on Tasha this whole women first thing. But at the end of the day, you're not a woman that I can trust.
So, let's talk about the kids. Well, real quick. Raina finds money in Tariq's room.
Right.
The one that's dumb. Just keep money somewhere you could have it found.
It was like...
next to his bed.
Literally, it wasn't even under the bed. Right. It was like in the crevice on the side of the bed.
Right. Also, Tariq continues with going on and get like his friends from school houses robbed and stuff like that.
Yeah.
the first time we actually see Slim Kanan like introduce another female to Tariq.
Lord,
you know
because honestly,
like we didn't win like a
it
season
was
and a half without no bitches.
Honestly, it was getting real suspect for me. Y'all already know, probably on episode 2, I was already like, look, I know Kanan was in jail for a while. Don't know what he into. And Tariq is susceptible. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. But finally, Tariq show interest in a woman. Okay? And Slim sets that up. But obviously, I feel like that's just going to be another tactic on Kanan's part to control him. Because now... I'm controlling you with drugs because now he didn't introduce him to weed.
Now he's gonna get you introduced.
But now I'ma, introduce you to a vagina that I can control that can control you. But speaking of Kanan, that character is being poorly underused. He real pointless to me at this time.
50, let them dudes go, bro.
Yeah,
just let go, man.
Just either you gonna boss back up or you need to leave, because at this point you literally came out of jail to get rid of somebody, to get on top of the drug game. You got all the opportunities in the world to do it. We literally had a conversation about this a couple of days ago about all the weird shit that you could be doing to the Ghost family while he in jail. But what are you doing right now? Hanging out with a 16-year-old doing petty theft.
Okay, so last thing with Tony Teresi. We see Tommy finally make the drop to Tony Teresi's house. Some other guy with a sweater vest lets him in.
Right.
And Tommy talks to him. Tommy kind of tries to get a little information.
Right.
Just mention some names and stuff like that.
Because they mobsters.
Right.
So he started mentioning like the big mob cases. Like, well, obviously you ain't, pretty much mind fucking the dude.
Right.
Like you ain't did that much because you still on the outside. Everybody else in jail. Or they done some hard time, or they dead. So, like, you obviously ain't do nothing. Like, then he just started name dropping big cases. And then one of them kind of triggered a reaction.
Right.
So he was like, that's what it is.
Right. The dude didn't really admit anything.
No.
But Tommy gathered the
pause.
information that he needed.
It's a pause. You know when somebody paused.
Right.
it's
so,
that.
Tommy relayed the information back to Ghost, and Ghost used that information to tell Tony Teresi that the whole deal, the extortion, all that is over.
Because I got some on you now, so
right. And
if you tell on me, I'm going to tell on you.
Right.
And then what?
Have any other comments, theories, anything like that, leave a comment down below. Make sure you follow us on Instagram and subscribe to the page. I'm the Couch Potato.
Sweet Potato.
We're checking you guys next week for episode 5 review.
Yes.
See you guys later.